Welcome. In this video, we'll talk about the best movies of 2024. Only internationally released films will be considered, so titles from awards season like Nosferatu, The Brutalist, and A Complete Unknown are missing. Perhaps we'll discuss them during awards season. Here, I'll include nearly everything I watched this year. Despicable Me 4. These movies are very commercial, but they work as a quick distraction for kids. Give them a cookie, put the movie on, and they'll be entertained for a while. If the girls don't grow up, this franchise loses its purpose. Kung Fu Panda 4, another film to pass the time, although any episode of the series might be better. Fall Guy, I really enjoyed it. It features interesting camera movements and two big stars who, unfortunately, don't sell tickets without a franchise backing them. Juror number 2, Clint Eastwood knows how to tell a good story at a measured pace, delivering satisfying results, even if this one isn't extraordinary. Joker 2. Many people hated it, and it's understandable. I've never paid to see a film where it's so clear the director didn't want to work. Even so, I loved Arthur Fleck in this movie. I feel blockbusters need more human stories, not just shootouts or fights. If, a sweet, small, yet delightful film. The reveal of who Ryan Reynolds truly is moved me deeply. Beetlejuice. Not as good as the original, but thoroughly entertaining and enjoyable. It's a treat to have Tim Burton back. He's a fantastic director. A Quiet Place. Day 1. A story about a couple trying to eat pizza in the middle of an alien invasion. It left a good impression, mainly because of the actors. The Wild Robot, the most overrated movie of the year. Yes, it's excellent, and the animation is spectacular, but after chatting so much with AI like ChatGPT, I didn't enjoy seeing one as the protagonist. Other films have told better stories about animals uniting or robots with feelings. It's almost certain to win the Oscar, but there are better options. Heretic. I really enjoyed the three main characters in this story, as they delivered great performances. The first part feels like a debate where the girls are afraid to speak, while the second half shifts tone with Hugh Grant becoming a more violent villain. It's not so much about strategy, but you'll definitely feel the urge to protect the girls at every moment. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The beginning is super dull, but the ending is spectacular. It gives me great hope for the franchise's future and the upcoming Zelda movie. Deadpool and Wolverine. If it had ended when they first defeated Cassandra, I would have considered it perfect. But they had to include all the Deadpools and Madonna somehow, which made me dislike the comedy. Wicked. I love the development of the two protagonists. This movie is this year's Barbie, but it's well written, heartfelt, and visually stunning. I hope Dorothy is included in the next installment since she's essential to the plot, unless they leave her as a mere shadow. Gladiator 2. The best part of this movie is when you pause it to watch the first one because it's essentially the same. Maximus is missed throughout, but you have to admit that Ridley Scott knows how to make great films, and it's a pleasure to see him still working. Inside Out 2, very similar to the first, but the inclusion of anxiety, a feeling I experience often, touched my heart. I eagerly await the arrival of love in the next movie. Honora. The first part focuses on Honora and a boy having a sexual relationship and spending money. Then the story loses direction until it shifts to a tragic setting where Honora is constantly humiliated. It makes you want to help her. Without a doubt, the lead actress will win awards. Transformer 1. Only one movie came close to making me cry this year, and it's this one. I grew up watching Optimus, and it was amazing to finally see him as a true leader in a deserving film. I beg you to support this movie. It's the best animated film of the year, a poetic masterpiece where you fall in love with every character, even though they don't speak. It deserves the Oscar much more than The Wild Robot. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, a film full of epic moments that I needed. The protagonist isn't a Mary Sue. She doesn't solve everything, doesn't defeat the elephant, and doesn't win the war alone. Cultural war narratives might condition us to complain, but I'll defend this movie to the end. Alien Romulus. This film was my introduction to the Alien universe, and I stayed to watch them all. It was a unique cinematic experience. Although it borrows heavily from the first film, I'm eager to see more of these two great actors. Furiosa, a box office flop that essentially sidelined Mad Max. Still, I loved it. It transported me to an incredible desert world filled with wars, tragedy, and vengeance. I hope to revisit this desert in a future installment. And the best movie I saw is Dune 2, an epic spectacle that reminded me of Ben-Hur and other classics. The third installment is going to be legendary, and I can't wait for it.